Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Worldview Wednesday. We're going to get started here pretty soon. We're just waiting for people to get in. If you haven't already, please like the live stream and share it to a friend. Invite a friend along. Tonight's topic is going to be interesting. You know, we're going to talk about what happened at the dinner with Trump and Kanye and Nick. So let's find out. Oh, and as you can see, we have a brand new t-shirt design available, the new Shadow Season shirt. You can find that on mindfulmonad.com.
our backs to you. Moments of understanding.
Okay, what do we think? Are we ready to get started? All right, let's see the demon faces. All right. Let's do this. All right. And 3 and 2 and 1 and hello, big face. And we also have a brand new camera, as you can see. You can see my face in much better detail. Thank you for supporting my channel, because now I can upgrade my equipment and I no longer have to use the webcam off of my laptop. I can get something a little bit better, and I can place my laptop, since the camera is separate from the laptop, I can place it so I don't have to crank my neck to look, you know, at a camera at a good angle and look at the material I need to look at. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We now have upgraded our visuals, my dear monads. So we're just gonna wait just a couple more minutes to let people get in, and yes, thank you. Yes, it's so nice. Like it picks up the color better, the lighting better, and I feel like I have like way more space. Like you can like see more of stuff. It's a lot less claustrophobic. Good to see everybody. I did take last week off unexpectedly. I was planning to go live, but because it was the holiday, I ended up unexpectedly getting busy. But it's good to see you right now. I see Cassie's here, one of our moderators. Thank you so much for coming, Cassie. I see Laura. I see Elise. Good to see you. I see Zach Funk, thank you so much for coming. Renaissance Fairy, Lisa, good to see you. Tyler, good to see you. Paul Cherry, good to see you. MC Heavyset. Cassidy. Good to see everybody. And if you have not liked the live stream yet, please do so. Likes help me out very much. And also, if you are all interested, there's a brand new t-shirt design out that I created myself. You can find that in the link that's pinned in the chat. So you can, you know, it's up at the top there, the blue highlighted one. If you click on that, you can find the direct link to get to the new shirt design if you would like. Yeah, fun. It is Worldview Wednesday, so today I'm like, what can I talk about? And I can't stop thinking about the interesting interaction between Trump and Kanye, yay. West, and then Nick Fuentes that happened recently. And Trump's PR team is trying to play off that Trump didn't know who Nick Fuentes is, which is total bull crap. But if you don't know who Nick Fuentes is, he's a big right-wing supporter, but more so in a transcending way. A transcending by which I mean he's more white nationalist, like a very special brand of Nazi, like a literal neo-Nazi. I don't mean that like as like a joke or to be ironic. Like, he literally is a Nazi. He's a Holocaust denier, and of course is very beloved and loved by Kanye West, who is on a weird anti-Semitic rampage. So, recently, in Mar-a-Lago, there has been a arrangement for a dinner between Trump and Ye and Nick Fuentes, and it did not go so well, and it's very interesting. So I'm a little bit intrigued, obviously scared, but I would like to just read a little bit of an article and just kind of like poke around at some videos. So it's going to be short and sweet today, just like a nice solid hour of a live stream, and then I'm going to sign off because there has been the releasing of Willow today, the new Willow series. I am so ecstatic to get that started, so I'm excited to do that. But before that, I wanted to get on here and hang out with y'all. Hello, Arwan. I don't know if I said hi to you. The Elise says the trifecta of terrible, yes. Okay, Stuart, whatever. I believe the Willow series is on Disney Plus. Yeah, I don't think I've watched the original movie in quite some time. So I'm excited to see how the series turn out. Hey Hope, how's it going? So, shall we get to it? Okay, so let's see. Inside the story of Trump's explosive dinner with Ye and Nick Fuentes. Just 2 days before Thanksgiving, Donald Trump was planning to have a private, uneventful dinner with an old friend, Ye, the rapper formerly known as Kanye West. The two had arranged to break bread Tuesday night at Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in Florida after weeks of private phone conversations, as Ye lost lucrative partnerships for being a dick and became a mainstream cultural pariah for his anti-Semitic remarks, according to those familiar with the talks between the two men. Yeah, it's so interesting how, like, Ye lost so much, Kanye West lost so much, that, like, he's still at it, though. And he's still blaming this sort of big, giant, Jewish regime. It's absolutely out of touch with reality. And he's absolutely shooting himself in the foot. But Trump may have been walking into a trap in Mar-a-Lago's gilded halls, one that leveraged his own penchant for spectacle and showmanship against him. Ye arrived with three guests, including white nationalist and anti-Semite Nick Fuentes, he is just god awful. And I've been trying to find like earlier videos and speeches by Nick Fuentes, but for some reason I'm having a hard time like hunting them down, because everything that's like coming up top in searches for Nick Fuentes is this situation at this dinner with Trump. So, my god, so much tea. So much tea, I needed to make iced tea. Trump got trolled, though. It's so funny. Trump has since said he didn't know Fuentes or his background. That's a lie. When they dined together. A claim that Fuentes confirmed in an interview, but others at the crowded members-only club figured out his identity. News of the meeting prompted an avalanche of criticism from some Republican rivals and allies of Trump, and his then week-old presidential campaign. Isn't it so fun to have Trump back? Not. And thanks to Elon Musk, both Kanye and Trump are reinstated on Twitter again. I like really wanted to get into Twitter again, but I'm just like, I'm gonna have to save it because it's still going downhill. It's interesting. I'm surprised it's not dead yet. The uproar underscores long-standing issues with Trump as Republicans consider whether they want him back as a president again in 2024. Both his campaigns and his administration were often characterized by chaos and buffeted by the consequences of his impulses as they stumbled from crisis to crisis. And Trump has repeatedly put himself in the center of controversies over racism, from falsely accusing the first black president of not being a natural-born citizen to announcing his 2016 presidential bid by portraying most Mexican migrants as rapists and drug runners. The master got trolled. It's so interesting to see the clash of narcissistic personalities up against each other. Both Trump and Ye. The headline grabbing attention on his guests and therefore the subsequent fallout were all but ensured by Trump before the dinner when he made a grand entrance at about 8 p.m. on November 22nd to meet his guests. We saw everybody in the dining room get up and start applauding, and then the president entered, Fuentes told NBC News. He greeted us and he invited Ye into dinner, and Ye said that he wanted to bring us with him to the table. So, we walked in and Ye took some pictures with some of the guests in the dining room, and then we sat down at the table. Very eventful. Trump made sure that they sat at his specially reserved table on the patio for all to see, according to Fuentes. but the dinner wasn't the happy photo op the president had planned. Dun dun dun. Trouble at Mar-a-Lago. Let's see, this is a picture from the White House back in 2011. Anyways, thank you so much, Radical Response, for the super chat sticker. I really appreciate that. Let's see. Ye criticized Trump for not doing enough to help pay the legal bills of those arrested in the January 6th Capitol riots. As if that's a priority. And he also told Trump that he might run for president against him and said Trump should instead be running his mate, all of which angered the former president. Wow. Who attacked Ye's ex-wife Kim Kardashian, according to the two dinner participants, and Ye, who blasted out a Mar-a-Lago debrief video to his 32.2 million Twitter followers the next day. Trump is really impressed with Nick Fuentes, Ye said in the video. Yeah, oh, see, that's the video I'm trying to find, and for some reason I can't find that. The Mar-a-Lago debrief. Is it this? I don't think... What is this? Go away. That's too busy. It's too busy. I want to find that debriefing video with Nick Fuentes. No, it wasn't Nick Fuentes. It was like... I hate how these websites are so busy. Milo Yiannopoulos, I think that's how you say his name. Also very terrible anti-Semitic. No, this isn't what I'm looking for. Where is that original footage? We'll look for it later. Anyways, back to the thing. So it's really funny that Ye is like, hey, Trump, you're not doing enough for the whole January 6th election, you know, the whole thing that went down. You're not helping those who are arrested. You're not helping paying their bills. You're not doing enough for them. And so, and then Ye's like, I'm going to run for president. How about that? And you should be my vice president. And let's just say Trump was not happy about that at all. I mean, we're talking very narcissistic personality versus very narcissistic personality. It's just like fire against fire, and it's just not burning well. And then Trump decided to bring up Kanye's ex-wife, and of course Ye did not like that. Ye put out this video. I'm trying to find it. I can't find the original. But he mentioned that apparently Trump was really impressed with Nick Fuentes. Trump, who is then denying any knowledge of Nick Fuentes, and then other people within Trump's circle saying, no, you actually do know him. Fuentes said that he praised Trump as my hero and criticized Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for his potential GOP primary challenge to Trump, but he also told him to his face at the dinner that the one-time 2016 insurgent was in danger of becoming a scripted establishment bore who could lose in 2024. Some Republicans, including former Vice President Mike Pence, have condemned the dinner, with Pence calling on Trump to apologize. One longtime Trump advisor who didn't want to go on record for criticizing his preferred candidate said that it was clear that Fuentes' presence was part of a headline-grabbing setup. Interesting. The master troll got trolled, the advisor said. Kanye punked Trump. As advisors to Trump have attempted to quell the backlash, some have insisted that the former president was essentially tricked by the rapper and his guest, a suspicion backed up by Milo Yiannopoulos, the anti-Trump far-right provocateur who is now acting as a political advisor to Ye. Great crowd Ye is keeping around him. Great people, proven neo-Nazis, and I don't, like I said before, I'm not saying that ironically, like literal neo-Nazis, like Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh is a literal Nazi. Like he's so obsessed with trans people, and his like basis of his whole argument is that, you know, he's afraid of like the great replacement or whatever, that straight white people are going to be breeded out by trans people. But that's a whole other thing. Anyways, Yiannopoulos, a former Breitbart editor who was banned from Twitter in 2016 for inciting a racist campaign against the comedian Leslie Jones, told NBC News that he was the architect of the plan to have Fuentes travel with Ye in the hopes of slipping him into the dinner with Trump. The intent, according to Yiannopoulos, was that for Fuentes to give Trump an unvarnished view of how a portion of his base views his candidacy. An unvarnished view of how a portion of his... Okay. Anyways, he persuaded a former Trump 2016 campaign advisor from Florida, Karen Giorno, to give Ye a ride to Mar-a-Lago, which she said led her to become an accidental member of Ye's dinner party. Yiannopoulos said that he wanted Giorno to brief Ye on Trump and politics, and if she went to the dinner to lend a sense of political gravitas to the discussion. What is my... Oh, sorry. Somebody was like buzzing at my phone. It's literally an app. Leave me alone. The fourth member of the party was a man Ye later identified as a parent of a student at his private school in California, Donda Academy. Donda shut down for a year after Ye's anti-Semitic remarks. Yiannopoulos said that he was unsure of why the man traveled with them. Yiannopoulos said that Fuentes is serving in an advisory capacity to Ye. Great advisors. Giorno is not an official member of the unofficial Ye campaign team, but flew to Los Angeles to meet with them this week. Said, I wanted to show Trump the kind of talent that he is missing out by allowing his terrible handlers to dictate who he can and can't hang out with, Yiannopoulos told NBC News. Wow, this is just, man, it's like, I'll tell you what, I remember making a video on Kanye West when he started first spouting off to run for president, I think earlier, like in the pandemic. And I remember pointing out, like, how ridiculous the idea of Kanye being president is. But then I'm like, I also said the same thing about Trump. And at this point, like, Kanye is trying to Trump. So I'm a bit worried. I mean, hopefully now America has waken up enough and the voting's going to be taken much more seriously. And that's going to win out, which, you know, it's been doing pretty well recently, especially with the failure of the red wave and all. But it's like, the potential here is alarming. I don't want there to be that much potential, but unfortunately, there kind of is. Anyways, I also wanted to send a message to Trump that he has systematically, repeatedly neglected, ignored, abused the people who love him the most, the people who put him in office, and that kind of behavior comes back to bite you in the end, he added. And Yiannopoulos said that he arranged the dinner just to make Trump's life miserable because news of the dinner would leak and Trump would mishandle it. Interesting. Fuentes echoed the sentiment. I hate to say it, but the chickens are coming home to roost. You know, this is the frustration with his base and his true loyalists. It's because Trump is just not Nazi enough. Let's just say that. Trump fumed afterward that Ye had betrayed him by ambushing him. He tried to fuck me. He's crazy. He can't beat me, Trump said, according to one confidant, who then relayed the conversation to NBC News on the condition of anonymity to discuss private conversations. Trump was totally blindsided. The source said of Fuentes's presence, it was a setup. It was a total setup. I was blindsided. I don't even know who these people are. Who are these people? Some in Trump's orbit had cautioned him not to have dinner with Ye under the fire for anti-Semitism in the first place, according to two sources who had been briefed on an internal damage assessment the campaign performed after the controversy erupted. But Trump is known for refusing to heed cautious counsel, guardrails, and gatekeepers, so he went ahead with the dinner alone, telling confidants that he thought Ye needed his counsel. One confidant told NBC that Trump acknowledged that he wanted the rapper to be seen because it would be fun for the members of Mar-a-Lago. Trump issued 3 successive statements in as many days on his Truth social media platforming, admitting Fuentes was there while disavowing knowledge of his identity prior to and during the dinner. But none of his statements disavowed the hate speech associated with Fuentes, prompting more criticism that the former president is reluctant to distance himself too much from the racists because they're part of his political base of support. So it's like, the sort of things that Fuentes and this other guy, Yiannopoulos, they're like neo-Nazis. But they still have sort of their own aspect to what's going on and what they want and the kind of goals they want to accomplish. It's a lot of anti-Semitism, a lot of things against Jewish, and other things as well. But it's not the same kind of racism and bigotry that Trump's going for, which is really interesting. It's like evil that two different evils that share commonalities, but they're not quite the same, so eventually one will have to swallow the other, if that makes sense. But basically, if you think Trump's bad, whew, there's worse. Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, was asking me for advice concerning some of his difficulties, in particular having to do with his business, Trump said in his last statement about the dinner issued Saturday. We also discussed to a lesser extent politics, where I told him he should definitely not run for president. Don't do it. Don't run for president. That's my job. Of course he's going to say that. Any voters you may have should vote for Trump. Anyway, we got along great. He expressed no anti-Semitism, and I appreciated all the nice things he said about me on Tucker Carlson. Why wouldn't I agree to meet? Also, I didn't know Nick Fuentes. I didn't know Nick Fuentes. I didn't know who he was. He just showed up. Amid the backlash, however, the campaign began reviewing internal procedures to ensure someone like Fuentes never winds up with Trump again, according to two sources familiar with the discussions. U.S. Secret Service distanced itself from the incident and said in a statement Monday that as a private club, Mar-a-Lago security is in charge of who may have been allowed access to their facilities. So it's not Secret Service's issue. They're like, no, it's Mar-a-Lago's private security. They're the ones in charge of this. On Monday, Ye, Yiannopoulos, and Fuentes were scheduled to discuss how the dinner came together in a joint appearance on a conservative webcast. But the rapper stormed out after he was challenged about his statement suggesting Jewish people control banks and the news media. Wait, I think this is the podcast, the webcast that was hosted by Tim Pool, I believe. Tim Pool. Anyways, his entourage followed. Getting into Mar-a-Lago. The pre-Thanksgiving dinner was the third shock to ripple through Trump's presidential campaign, which was exactly 1 week old on the night of the dinner. Hours before the turkey and stuffing were served, the U.S. Supreme Court ordered Trump to turn over his income tax forms to Congress, capping a years-long fight that followed Trump's declaration in 2014 that he would love to release them if he ran for president. And 4 days before the Ye dinner on November 18th, the Justice Department appointed a special counsel to examine the January 6, 2021 U.S. Capitol riots and Trump's possession of highly sensitive government documents at Mar-a-Lago when he was no longer president. So much tea. So much deep hot water tea. Scalding hot Darjeeling. Anyways, hours before Ye's flight arrived in Florida, Yiannopoulos. I'm not going to get it right. Enticed Giorno to pick up the rapper in Miami to take him to Mar-a-Lago, 70 miles away. Giorno said that Yiannopoulos only had told her that Ye would be with 2 people, including someone named Nick, but he didn't give the last name. Yiannopoulos confirmed that he gave limited information to Giorno. So, lots of people involved, lots of planning, lots of plotting, lots of scheming, lots of conveniently withholding information, all the information, but being semi-truthful. Both say Jonah was not in advance of the plan to confront Trump, but some Trump loyalists and advisors in Trump's inner circle still fault Jonah for not giving the former president or his team a heads up about Fuentes, whose identity she said she learned on the drive. Given Milo's multi-year anti-Trump posts since 2020 and his self-proclaimed desire to get vengeance on President Donald Trump, Karen Giorno cannot in good faith say that she didn't know what Milo was planning to do. Karen and Milo set up Trump to make him look bad, said Laura Loomer, a Trump loyalist who ran for Congress in Florida in 2020 and hired Giorno, who then met Yiannopoulos through Loomer and hired him to work for the candidate. Both had separate clashes with Loomer in 2022 and 2020, respectively. Yiannopoulos and Giorno dismissed Loomer's criticism as the result of their falling out. Loomer was one of the first high-profile right-wing activists banned from Twitter in 2018. After calling one of the nation's first Muslim congresswomen Democrat, is it Ilhan Omar of Minnesota anti-Jewish and attacking Islam for abusing women. Loomer also criticized Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene for being complicit in the alleged Trump setup because she is an ally of Yiannopoulos and had hired him as a summer intern. And we come full circle. Hey, Philip, good to see you. Thank you for popping in. We're just finishing up our article about what happened at Mar-a-Lago with Nick Fuentes and Ye West. Ye, formerly known as Kanye West. They severely pissed Trump off. A spokesperson for Green denied the accusation of her involvement, but declined to comment further to NBC News. Green fired back at Loomer on her Telegram social media channel. Green also has a Fuentes connection. She spoke to at his America First Political Action confab in Florida in February, but then said she didn't know who he was. I love how these people just conveniently don't know and then know people based on the moment and what they need. Jonah said that she had been caught in the blast radius of dinner with Ye and Fuentes, but was an unwitting participant. On the night she drove the crew to Mar-a-Lago, she said she didn't realize there was going to be a confrontation, as she didn't have time to call or text anyone with a heads up because Ye's flight had landed about 5 p.m. in the middle of the South Florida metropolis, rush hour on a rainy day. It took the party 3 hours to get to Mar-a-Lago, double what it normally takes. About halfway to Mar-a-Lago, Jonah said that in an interview, she realized that Ye, Fuentes, and the other man weren't properly attired. I think it's talking about there's this weird YouTuber called Sneeko, and I believe that's the other man, and they just don't even bother to mention him because he's such a waste of space. Anyways, all of you are wearing jeans. Did they not tell you about the dress code, they asked? Ye said that he had been informed and that I doubt Nick is going to get in anyways. Nick, she asked, what's your last name? Fuentes gave his last name. I'm going to kill Milo, Giorno said she thought. What? Oh, yeah, because, Milo set it up. Giorno kept driving and said that they would probably have trouble getting into Mar-a-Lago because of private security and Secret Service. Giorno said that she also realized that she had forgotten her driver's license, so she had to use a credit card with her name on it to prove her identity to get in. Because she had Ye in her car and she is a frequent visitor to the property, having attended Trump's campaign announcement 7 days before, Giorno said the four of them were able to get in. Trump met the party in the foyer and warmly greeted everyone, but he was puzzled that his old advisor was somehow with Ye, Giorno said. Giorno said that she tried to leave Trump with Ye privately. Sir, it's really good to see you again, she told Trump. My understanding is that you're supposed to have a private meeting with Ye, and I'm happy to go to the bar with these two guys while you have dinner. But Trump deferred. I'll leave that to Ye. Do you want them to join? Trump asked, according to Giorno. Yes, Ye replied. Let's all eat. Let's all break bread. As fellow Nazis. Great, Trump said. Let's go out to the patio. Okay, there's a correction. I don't give a shit about that. But anyways. No, this is funny. I think this is funny. It's funny that Trump had no idea that Nick Fuentes and was coming to this with Ye. It's really funny that, you know, they got Milo Yiannopoulos, who's also a neo-Nazi, who hates Trump because Trump isn't quite rigid and racist enough. You know, all three of these people were planning to pretty much bomb this dinner and confront Trump for not being Trumpy enough, not really I'm used to looking at the camera here on my laptop. I'm sorry. What was I saying? No, they came in with this plan to confront Trump for not being Trumpy enough, for not being conservative enough, for not being militant and racist enough, and for helping, you know, the January 6th participants enough, the people that got arrested for the January 6th riot. And it just didn't go well. They confronted Trump. They're like, you're not Trumpy enough. And Trump's like, instantly insulting Kanye's ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. It's just total narcissistic personality against narcissistic personality. It's total unchecked shadow against unchecked shadow. It's just total unhealthy power self against unhealthy power self. You know how I always say, if you don't do your shadow work and instantly try to tap into your power self, you're going to become an ass. This is two unchecked shadow power assholes. Button heads. And Trump, yelling into Kanye and leaning in and being like, don't you dare run because you're not going to win. That's a bit of a scared response, I think. I can't find that. I can't find that original thing with like Kanye, Milo, Nick. Yeah, but where's the video? That's the picture. Like, this is a screenshot from the video, but I can't find the original video. Nick Fuentes is a piece of fucking work, though.
When it comes to the Jews, here's the silver lining. It tends to go from 0 to 60. Like, they're not wrong about that. But there's a reason for that. And the reason is them, okay? When it comes to the Jews, every society where shit has gone down with these people, it always goes from 0 to 60. It never starts with burning all the Talmuds in Paris, okay? It never starts that way. But...
I hate this guy's face. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a video of this guy, and his like scrunchy, like, okay, like I hate it already.
Frequently, it seems to end that way, and it gets there very rapidly. Doesn't start there, but it frequently ends there. But I would say that the Jews had better start being nice to people like us, because
People like us. What the fuck does that mean?
what comes out of this is going to be a lot uglier and a lot worse for them than anything that's being said on this show or has been said on this show. In spite of the fact that I have been bullied by the Jews and I have been oppressed and slandered and lied about and attacked by the Jews, I have been completely precise, for the most part, and even-handed and nuanced about my view about the situation.
Because you have
I'm also
to.
a Christian, which is going to matter. Because it could be a lot worse, I'm going to say, than this show. And what's going to come out of this could be, like I said, it could be a lot uglier than what we say on the show. I know that there are other people that are going to put...
Like, Jewish people haven't already fucking died for bullshit like this.
Raise everyone's volume. Okay, cool. And we sat there, and it was like when Trump came in, I said, do you want to sit alone? He's like, no, bring your friends in. So a big thing is like Trump had no idea who Nick Fuentes was.
Raise everyone's volume.
Okay, cool. And we sat there, and it was like when Trump came in, I said, do you want to sit alone? He's like, no, bring your friends in. So a big thing is like Trump had no idea who Nick Fuentes was.
Raise everyone's volume.
Okay, cool. And we sat there, and it was like when Trump came in.
That's it? I'm like, we just watched that 3 times in a row.
Kanye West album on the 27th of September. So I don't know if I should get my hopes up, but the new album, I guess, apparently is tentatively titled Jesus is King. And to me, normally I don't know if I'd spend so much time on this on the show, because obviously it's just my personal affection. I love Kanye. I love his music. But I do think it's popular. Abortion's popular. Sodomy's popular. You know, being gay is popular. Being a feminist is popular. Sex out of wedlock is popular. Contraceptives are, that's all popular. That's all. That's not to say it's good. That's not to say I like that. Popular means the people support it, which they do. And it sucks, and it is what it is, but that's why we need dictatorship. That's unironically why we need to get rid of all that. We need to take control of the media or take control of the government and force the people to believe what we believe.
That's why we need a dictatorship.
That's why we need a What? Let's go back to that.
We need dictatorship. That's unironically. Popular means the people support it, which they do. And it sucks, and it is what it is, but that's why we need dictatorship. That's unironically why we need to get rid of all that. We need to take control of the media or take control of the government and force the people to believe what we believe.
So he says, point blank, we need a dictatorship. We need to force people to believe what we believe. This is so unbelievably anti-Hyperion. It's like you can't even get more like anti-Hyperion, like opposite of Hyperianism, than we need to force people to believe what we believe. That's fucking awful. And this guy is being chosen by Kanye to be an advisor, a political advisor. So yes, this is getting worse. Trump is horrible. Doesn't say we quite need a dictatorship point blank like that. But anyways.
Though, isn't it? I mean, because
I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking
it is
about
them, though, isn't it? I mean, because
No.
because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018,
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you afraid of the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now. You guys want to bring that stuff up, and then
Have
think
the
we're not going
discussion.
to have a
Like,
conversation?
have the discussion.
Like you think he's going to come in here and say, "Here's my pain, here's my suffering." I'm going to say, "I hear you," and then he's going to say, "And it was Jewish people," and I'm going to be like, "Okay, but don't you consider?" It's like, I'm not going to do this. I
gotta
refuse.
Go, make sure he's cool.
All right, go for it, Luke and I.
So yeah, Kanye West totally was on Tim Pool's podcast, totally stormed off because I don't like Tim Pool at all, but they were gonna try to have a conversation about how like that's not the case. It's not Jewish people's fault for his downfall. It's his own fault. He shot himself in the foot. Kanye West burned himself. He fucked himself. 100%. 100%.
Supremacists, they're racist. I do find the idea, I do find it funny or weird, whatever, that, you know, Nick, they call you a white supremacist. You're here working with or for, you know, one of the most powerful black men, one of the wealthiest and most famous.
You see what, like, just happened there? That's him downplaying, sanitizing, as Tim Pool always fucking does to either alt-writers, extremist far-righters. He's had Jack Pacevic, John Doyle on his show, fucking rotates all these white supremacists. That's him downplaying how bad Nick Fuentes actually is, how bad the rhetoric of Nick Fuentes is. It's funny, you know, that people call him a white supremacist, but yet he's working for one of the most powerful black men in the country. A white supremacist wouldn't do that. It doesn't make logical sense. He certainly wouldn't use someone, even someone he despises because of their race, in order to become more famous or rich or powerful. Why would a white supremacist do that?
Getting a bunch of messages from people.
Anyways, I think I've had enough of that. Let's go back to the big face and the music. So, anyways, bad people here that are playing for the power of the American people. Obviously, the dinner at Mar-a-Lago did not go well. They pissed off Trump. Obviously, there's worse people than Trump, unfortunately. And as much as I would like to say, oh, this is comical, this isn't gonna happen, you know, I didn't think Trump was gonna happen either. So yeah, I am concerned. This is the narrative that I'm seeing recently, this revitalization of anti-Semitism with these weird Zionist conspiracies, and it doesn't even hold a candle to reality. And the reality is that capitalism is in control, and capitalism has all sorts of walks of life. Capitalism has many different kinds of people at play, and it's not Jewish people. It's capitalism. It doesn't care what you are, what you believe in. But good to see everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on Worldview Wednesday. Tonight is short and sweet. I want to go watch Willow immediately. That's what I got my eyes on. Anyway, so good to see you, Heretical Response. Pooks, good to see you. Elise, Paul Cherry, thank you for coming. And thank you all for liking and supporting. Philip and Cassie, thank you so much for coming in and moderating and keeping our chat room nice and healthy. Good night tonight, by the way. Very easy chat. Very chill chat. Anyways, good night, Velveteers, Heretical Response, Zach Funk. And No live stream this Friday. I'm sorry. I will be managing a Christmas event, unfortunately, for my other job. So no live stream this Friday. But I will see you next week. I will see you all next week. Good night, Lisa. Good night, MC Heavyset. Good to see you. Laura LaFleur, always good to see you. Good night to you. Good night, everybody. And I do have the ending credits here. I do believe they're due for an update. They will be updated next week. So if you do not see your name, then do not fear, it'll come up. Exploring the Holos, good to see you. Good to see you, and good night. Thank you for coming and joining us. I appreciate that a lot. So, all right, good night, everybody. Take care.